Yeah, that's way better for this.
Okay. I would.
Okay, I'm gonna elbow
Yeah, there you go.
down. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna clear that. And I'm going for that ball on top.
Yeah. So the move, So I think we've got this.
Yeah, I like how it is.
I think that.
I think if you pitch out, it'll be your best bet of straight.
Yeah, and you can actually, to avoid breaking it, you can flick it out sometimes,
Okay.
and then it'll be out, and then you can grab it,
Okay.
as opposed to trying to force it when it's sort of rigidly mounted in there.
Yeah.
But we can cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay.
I think that science.
Yep.
I think we can tell Santiago that we can give it our best effort. There's a reasonable chance that we can get a suction sample.
Okay. Yep.
I would say.
It's within reach.
No guarantees, but it's reasonable.
Cool.
Are we going for a suction sample?
Not right now. I
checking?
just wanted to make sure it was a reasonable proposition.
But now we
So
know it's feasible. We can stow the arm.
Yeah, you can stow and we'll keep moving. Thanks for setting that up.
Yeah.
We're going to sample one of those hydrozoans if we see it again.
Oh, okay. I see. And elbow down.
It may be a sample that we suck up and it gets stuck because they're quite large.
Yeah.
But then we still will have sampled it. It'll just be our only sample.
Well, let me make sure I'm not being foolish. It was actually a hydroid that Santiago had asked for.
That's a Megan question.
Megan and Gabby. It was a hydroid is what Santiago asked the sample. That's not the same as a hydrozoan, right?
It is the same thing as a hydrozoan.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is
A
just a
hydrozoan
giant
is that kind of-
hydrozoan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And which way around does that go? Hydroids are
Hydroids are
kinds
hydrozoans.
of hydrozoans?
Yeah, yeah, it's a kind of hydrozoan. So like
In the classification scheme, is it like there's lots of other things are hydrozoans and hydroids?
So like you can have hydrozoans include some jellies as well as
okay, got it.
sessile organisms that are on the bottom.
You want me to rotate out of the view a bit more?
So
yep.
when you usually say hydroid, you're talking about something that is sessile.
Okay.
These off.
I was just thinking, Santiago's his actual request was to sample one of the hydroids with the slurp, a small animal if you see it. But the ones we'd seen were small,
massive.
right?
Yeah.
So that's what confused me. But
he's probably like
maybe
a
he's just
smaller
saying don't
one
take
of
a big
those,
one,
the
right?
baby version.
Maybe he doesn't want to. Yeah.
We have seen smaller ones before. The ones here are massive.
Right.
I've never seen them.
But if we
this
do,
big.
okay, I got it. So if we see a smaller hydrozoan that looks more like it's bite size,
yeah,
that's the one we should try and get.
Gauges while you're
I think the first one we saw was taller than the second or the third one we saw.
We saw 2 more during your interaction.
Oh, okay.
I think we're up to 5 now. So okay, can we get the ship moving again, please?
Yeah.
Yep, we're ready.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I think Rennie had got us up to 0.3.
Yeah,
that seems
we
to be
can go
working pretty
0.3.
well. So
Bridge nav. Yeah, you can go ahead and make your heading change, and we also want to put in a ship move. Let's go 40 meters, 205 at 0.3. 205.
Rye,
Yeah.
when you do handover, if I forget, can you tell them to stay out of the muck?
Yeah.
Because this is a pain.
Totally.
It's just slightly sticky.
I think that amount looks okay. It doesn't look like it's going in the pump from what I can see.
What's that?
I think that amount of dirt for the eDNA pump is probably okay.
Okay, cool.
Although I am not the expert.
We're very stretched out right now, by the way. You're pulling me around.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So stretched out.
So stressed out. Oh, stretched, not stressed.
Stressed.
I'm not stressed right now.
No,
actually.
no,
Are we
absolutely
paused
not.
For a change. No.
sample at the moment with the eDNA sampler?
So I've been pausing back and forward
Yeah.
for sediment and whatever. So right now we are paused, but
And
only
are
for
we
the
gonna
last few minutes.
And we'll keep going till we get to 15 litres? Same as the last one?
150 litres, yeah.
150 litres.
Yeah.
So 150,000
Yeah.
millilitres.
Yeah.
Got it.
And just continue every time we finish 150,000, start the next one.
Got it. Okay, front row, ramming speed.
Okay. Yep, the ship's moving. Vehicle's ready to go. Video, you can push past the vignetting.
Sweet, sounds good. My heading is about 200. If you want to stay in view,
Okay.
you might have to.
I do want to stay in view.
Yeah.
That's
or
exactly
I
what I
can
want.
start moving around and following you.
No, no, no.
No.
No, 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 no.
Model humidity's still at 48. Robert hasn't responded, so.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the humidity definitely changes. Like, has the water temperature changed? That's going to be on the sensors page in the GUI.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it is going to get warmer.
Yeah,
as we
as
get
it gets
shallower.
warmer, we're going to see a different
it's
humidity
like-
in the bottle, too.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, what, 10 degrees?
It's
I would expect,
7
actually,
it's- the
a
water
lower.
temperature is 7 degrees here.
7?
That's warm for a deep ocean thing. That must be the warmest I've ever done an ROV operation at.
What, 7
Sure.
degrees?
7 degrees?
Yeah.
It's usually 0, like 1.
Yeah, like 2 or 3, right?
Yeah.
Deep ocean is. We
That's
got to negative in the Arctic last year.
That's crazy.
We're at
Is
about
that Nui?
580 meters. So
Yeah, we must have come up about 200 meters so far in this watch.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we're at 580 right now.
Yeah.
We started at about
was 750 or something?
680, 700.
Yeah, because I remember we saw something early on and Megan was saying she hadn't seen it down at those kind of depths before. Maybe that was the first hydrozoan.
Oh, well, that little Krangon shrimp, I hadn't seen that one
Right.
before. That
That's
was
what
kind
it
of
was.
a new one for me. Like, seen the
Mhm.
family, but just hadn't seen that particular
Okay.
one. The crabs with the long stripy legs,
Yeah.
I have seen them here at these depths.
Okay.
So those were pretty normal. The giant hydroids, they're just really big here. I know there was one that was collected near Vailulu in 2017. Oh, that was a cool
Little
jelly.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So that was also a hydrozoan.
Right.
really?
Okay.
Yeah, but
Right.
you wouldn't necessarily call it a hydroid.
Are hydrozoans cnidarians?
They are. So the scyphozoans are also jellies, but they're a different group. Is that a
See
squat
the little
lobster?
crab there?
Or is it a
Little
little
spot
crab?
lobster?
Is it a real crab?
Yeah. Go for zoom video?
True
Going
crab?
for zoom.
Or is it a squat lobster? Oh, it's okay. It's a real crab. It's a true crab.
And has an
It's
even
it
tinier
looks
sea star.
lumpy.
Lumpy.
Doesn't it look lumpy to you? Oh, that's beautiful. It kind of looks like a porcelainid, but it's too big for that. But I don't know. This is a good view. I don't know what it is.
Crab, congratulations, you stumped Megan.
I don't know.
Well, it's time for shore participation. We
It
have
looks like a brioche bun.
It does.
It really does.
I know,
I might
so
just be
came in
really
snack
hungry
form.
though.
Okay, go wide.
Going wide.
I do think that's a sign that you're quite hungry. That's hilarious.
Well, it is snack hour.
Yeah.
Well, we got some people online in our science chat down back ashore, so maybe somebody can type in if they let us know if you know the answer.
To the
What's
mystery
the real name of the
brioche.
brioche?
Brioche
Brioche
crab
crab.
actually sounds like a great common name for a creature.
I feel like that's what we should call it. It probably doesn't have a common name right now. So
Yeah.
a lot of these deep sea animals don't have common names.
Right.
And
Yeah,
a lot
I mean,
of the
I hear
common
you.
names are ones that we just made up.
Yeah, just like some like ROV team was like, well,
That's
it
how we
looks,
got
I'm
the-
really hungry, so we're calling this the hamburger crab.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everything we see here starts looking very tasty.
So there is a crab that looks like a pancake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks exactly like a pancake.
Except for those sea urchins. None of them look tasty to me.
No.
They look like UFOs or dragon scales.
They're a delicacy in some places.
Yeah, totally.
But they don't look tasty.
Yeah, they're in disguise as something not tasty, as a survival strategy.
Yeah. They're really good though.
Are they?
Yeah,
Have you tried
they're
them?
so good.
What do they taste like?
Urchins?
Very browny.
Kinda like a
it's
brioche
kind
bun.
of like oysters. But it's more of a mouthfeel thing. It's like a creamy. It melts.
Interesting.
It melts in your mouth. Yeah.
Do they get eaten cooked or raw?
Raw is what I've tried them. I'm sure.
They're raw, usually raw. The sea urchin.
Go for zoom.
Going for zoom.
This one is a squat lobster.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Or is it the crab?
No, this is
No,
a
it's
squat
a
lobster.
squat.
You
Okay.
see the stripy arms. So this is Munida.
Okay. Go wide.
Going wide.
And we don't usually get a lot of like cool brachyurine crabs, but we're at the depth where things are starting to get a little more interesting, where I might not know what all the things are because we don't have a lot of explorations at these depths and not a lot of studies, and it's definitely variable by location what you're going to see.
Like mola molas.
Like mola molas.
What's this guy up here?
That was so cool.
Go for zoom.
Going for zoom.
Oh, there's
Like a
another
sea
one
pen?
of those brioche crabs. Oh, it's a sea pen. Right?
Which I've learnt this watch is also an octocoral.
Yes. That's another nidarian, but or
Sea pens.
octocoralis.
Sea pens are actually a coral.
They are corals.
Okay.
Yeah. Called an octocoral.
Okay. Go wide.
Going wide.
And we just know that this is a brioche crab, so no more IDs are necessary.
Steve Alskovich is
Would-
typing
I would
as
love
we
to
speak.
slurp it.
So
Oh, okay. Steve Oskovich knows.
Well, he probably like was able to Google it.
oh, Steve just said he saw an
Is that weird one?
Aplecophoran at the base of the octocoral.
Oh yeah, those little worms.
Said it's
a
Those- you see
shell-less
those little wormy things?
Said it's
Okay.
a shell-less mollusk, and it's a coral predator.
Oh, no
Oh,
kidding.
So that's bad
yes.
news for the sea pen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is for the
Oh,
sea
rats. No more
I think
sediment
you
here.
escaped
What was the thing you were looking for, Megan? Over here? There was something
Oh,
you
that
were
was that
wondering about.
rock. I thought it was an octopus.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah, I
just
was
got
wondering
excited
that.
because you saw an
I was
octopus
wondering
when I
too,
wasn't
but-
watching.
That means their camouflage is effective.
It was
Yeah.
effective.
You've been duped.
You know, I've been known to ID rocks to species, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting out in front.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you are reading my mind.
Yeah.
Rich
Well,
now.
I've spent a lot of hours in
I know.
that seat. I know the thoughts that go through your head. There's a wrap in your tether. You're too stretched out. And I'm like, doo, 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 doo.
Well, the current's not pushing our tether off today like it was the
Yeah,
other day,
it's
so
easier
a little
than-
more.
I like it when the current does your tether management
Yeah.
for you. That's
That
always
is
nice.
nice.
gonna have to go get that Mola Mola video.
Yeah,
ASAP.
I'm thinking about that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys were saying you haven't seen that down underwater before?
We work so much deeper than this
Oh,
usually.
I see.
Like
Right.
these seamounts that we've been doing in the Pacific, we've been working
Mhm.
like 3,000 to 1,500 is pretty common. And
okay.
I don't know that Mola Mola go that very deep.
No, they don't go that deep. They're generally surface dwellers.
I've only ever seen them on the surface.
Yeah.
they're-
I mean,
they're
I
usually- 'cause
generally
sometimes they
am
just,
a
like,
surface dweller
flip-flop on the
too.
surface, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
Well,
love that they're not good swimmers.
The mola molas will come down deep for feeding and things, and they come up to the surface to get their parasites eaten off.
Ah,
Oh.
well, that's
And then hang out
So
up
they
there
do
in
at the
the sun.
surface.
No
Yeah.
kidding. That Mola Mola looked very clean.
Mhm.
I didn't see any parasites on it.
And it looks a lot better
Especially-
to swim at that depth than it does on the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Sentry.
Yeah.
It does
Right.
remind me of Sentry a lot.
Yeah, with the fins.
Yeah. Sentry makes no sense when you look at it on deck.
Yeah,
It's like,
but when you
How do
see
you
it
even
swimming,
get hold
it
of it?
looks
Like,
great.
it's so slippery when you're trying to handle it on deck. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's because it's not meant to be a surface dweller. Sentry belongs back in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's a catch and release robot.
That's really funny.
Just let it be free.
Yeah.
Buddy, you don't belong up here. You're too good for this
You're
world.
made for better things.
Yeah. Oh, is that a Chaunacops or a sea cucumber?
Oh,
Sea
it's not going to be
cucumber.
a Chaunacops.
We
it's
saw one.
The Chaunacops here?
Yeah, we saw one. We couldn't zoom on it. You were out. I swear to you.
Chaunacops
This
don't
is-
look this shallow.
We just had like the biological equipment of a pilot.
Oh man, I'm gonna
You
have to
can't
look
have
that
that.
up.
It's like, we got it.
Is that a sea cucumber or is it a star? Oh, it looks weird.
Go for zoom.
Going for zoom? Let's find out.
Oh, it's not. It's a coral.
Yeah.
It's
There we
a black coral. It's a Bathypathes.
Ooh.
Pathies.
Oh, Bathypathes, like not a sea pen.
No, can we collect that?
Can we what?
Can we collect that?
Is it on our list of things to get?
It is
Can
on
you
the
stop the ship?
list.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Bridge
How will
nav.
you get it? Would that be a slurp thing?
I think it's I don't know if we're going to be able to get this because if generally I would grab it and then, oh, yes, I think we can get this.
Is it on a rock?
It's on a rock.
It looks like it's on a
So we
rock.
can, one, collect the rock, or
Mhm.
two, grab the coral, see if we can break it off. It might do a little damage to the coral itself
Probably be easier
because
to grab
we're
the
going to have
rock.
to manhandle it. But yeah, we can grab the rock potentially and put it in the bio box. It would
And
stay
then
attached to the rock.
Then it won't float out of the bio box if it's attached
Right.
to a
Well,
rock.
I was thinking it's a good candidate for the way I would collect a Bathypathes if I could. If it was small, I'd grab a small chunk of it and I would slurp it.
Oh yeah, that works too.
Because Bathypathes are notorious in the
Is
bio
it the
box
red one that we're
for
gonna
the
try to
escaping.
grab?
Okay, so we want to do we want to sit down and do a sample here?
Yeah.
That's confirmed? Okay.
There's a warning from the beach that they can have pretty springy skeletons.
Do you want me to
so
go wide for
Yeah,
you?
they're really hard
Yes,
to
Yeah.
taste.
Gotcha.
That might be a reason to go for the whole thing rather than
Okay.
snip it, maybe.
Yeah, we don't have our coral snippers,
Oh,
so it's
okay.
like the
So-
best
Here.
I could do is a twist.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's
you
not-
won't
Nah,
be able to
that's-
twist it.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
they're really tough.
Yeah, I believe
Like
that.
in hand, trying to break it. is
Everything about
challenging.
them is kind of a pain. They're my least
Mm.
favorite sample to get. But when you've got a rock you
But
can
when
collect,
it's
that's
attached
And
to a
great.
it's
rock.
really
Yeah,
tiny
it's
rock.
awesome.
It's
It's a tiny rock. Yeah.
perfect.
No, I love this.
How would you suck it if you need the arm to break it off and also...
What's that?
How would you...
Oh, you leave the suction sample. You put
Where it is.
You pick up.
And then you...
Yeah, and you hold it in front of
Yeah,
the
okay.
suction sampler.
I actually really love that technique.
Yeah,
It
same.
made me really happy when I saw that the first time.
It's a good one.
Because
Is that
it
what we're
keeps the
doing?
little tiny samples
Uh,
discreet.
We're going to grab the rock and put it in the box, or that's the hope.
Mhm.
Okay.
It sounds like this particular coral is quite robust. So let's see here. So you are going for the bottom of it, for that rock, and that might, but the rock might be smaller than the gap between your grabbers.
Okay.
And so you'll end up with two of your jaws around the actual base of the coral maybe, or you can come at it from like the side and the top, try and just, you'll have to get your jaws out there kind of at an angle and see if you can sneak under the coral and grab the base and the rock.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's how I would try, but you know, best laid plans and all that.
Yeah. Okay, let's try it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we
I will
zoom
A
this
quick note,
coral
Chris,
before
when
we
we
try
get
to pick it?
back on deck, Steve was saying, please take a look at the center axis
Okay.
and check it out for
Okay.
polychaete commensals.
Oh,
Which
Sorry,
might
what
have-
were you saying,
Oh,
They
Maggie?
might
can we
fall off
zoom
into
this
the box
before we
once we've got it.
try to pick it up?
Absolutely.
There may well be things
Yeah, do you want
attached.
to do
Okay.
that now?
Great.
Yeah.
Should probably not put any other corals in that box.
Right.
Forget it.
Yeah, for
Probably
exactly
not.
that reason. 'Cause then
Go
if-
for zoom.
If
Go
there is
for
stuff
zoom?
that's in that box, then we'll know it's associated with this coral sample.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, the
We'll
little
have to try and
worms
remember
like
that
to
at the watch handover for the next people
live
as
right
well.
in the center.
Yeah, I've seen them. Steve pointed them out to me on the
Oh,
last
there's a
cruise
little
I did with him.
crab on it.
Oh,
You see
nice.
it?
I can
A
push
little-
in a little further if you want me to.
Oh yeah, let's go a little further. See
let
if we
me-
can check out this crab.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that. Little
Let me see.
associate.
I love it. Maybe it'll stay on there.
I can go even further. Let's try. Okay, that is my maximum right
Okay.
there.
That's cool. I think that's exactly what Steve was hoping for, right? There
Yeah,
could be other things
yeah.
associated with the coral.
Okay,
It's really pretty.
you get, Data, are you happy with the pictures you got?
Yep.
Okay,
Go
go
right
ahead.
ahead.
Going wide.
And
Gabby, want
Chris,
me to go wide to vignette as well, or?
Yeah,
Oh, we
sure.
did get a
since
much better
for ops.
A
understanding on how
question
big
from the
that
beach
rock
is this the first black coral of this expedition? Or did you get some from the previous dives?
I don't think we saw any on the previous dive.
I don't remember any from
didn't
our
see it
watch,
on
but I
our
don't know if
watch.
anyone else did. That's what I asked Chris. I thought might have known
So-
what was
We didn't collect
in the
any
lab.
black corals.
no black corals in the lab. Okay.
So I'm thinking if I pitch
Certainly the first
in
black coral
and I go
sample.
down
Yes,
quite
for
a
sure.
bit, we can kind of get under it with the lower ones.
Sweet.
Do you guys have different
Steve's
jaw
excited about the
options?
crab if it doesn't fall off.
Oh, I hope it doesn't.
Not for this one.
That'll be pretty cool to see when it comes up, too.
Is this the
See
only
if I
jaw
can-
that comes with this?
Do you guys have a few?
Yeah, we have parallels and then we have the
Intermeshing?
yeah, intermission ones.
Coming
You
for it.
slowed that one down.
I slowed that one down and I'm going to keep it slow just for,
Okay.
I know it's boring to watch it for a second, but
Yeah, I'm bored.
boring. Have your
Are you
toy.
kidding? Look at the anticipation on this. This is like, no, this is just letting the adrenaline rush.
She just gave me a fidget toy.
Oh, she did.
Oh my gosh.
Nicely done. Did you pack that specially, Ryan?
Well, we've got like a whole bunch of them in the front row.
Oh, okay.
It can keep pilots from pushing buttons they shouldn't push just because
Okay.
they're bored. I kid you not.
What does
Like,
this one do?
Yeah,
What does
exactly.
this one do?
Don't forget who trained me.
I think I got that Passover on video too, so people can see the fidget. The fidget trade.
You know one of those is the pilot ejector seat as well. There's a hatch in the top of the control van. It ends in a splash. It's like, yep, yeah, finally
Actually
pressed
sounds
the
really
wrong
fun.
button.
Let's do it.
I just found a new function on the fidget toy, by the way.
Oh, it's
Wow.
Feeling pretty pleased with myself. Yeah, you can pull the knob out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, not a minute where in the van goes by when I don't remember who trained you.
I can't tell if that's a compliment.
I think it's a compliment. I would say so, yeah. I don't have to think about what you're doing at all.
Oh,
and I feel
okay.
very thankful.
That's good. Okay. Sorry.
And you also know how to manage my fidgeting.
There you go.
This is a multitude of skills.
I aim to please. Okay, that's too wide. Sorry. Right. That's elbow. Oh, thank you, whoever just zoomed that.
Yeah, that was me. I have a use in the back row.
Alright. I gotta look at like multiple views
Do you
here.
have? Yeah, it looks like you got
Yeah,
some good views.
I gotta elbow up, I think, a bit, but I don't wanna, because I'm above him, aren't I?
This is the new
Hey,
function.
Chris, if you
Oh,
adjust
yeah,
the
that's
iris
really
on that,
nice.
the WCA, does it
I like
adjust?
the number twirls too. With the flippy
What's
sushi.
the question, Chris?
I was asking Chris for the WCA camera.
Oh, okay. We're very lucky there aren't two Gabbies on this watch. That would have been too much.
Yeah, 2 Gabbies and 2 Chris's.
Yeah. Can't function at that point.
I just don't want to come down on it.
I've
so
not
I'm
seen the
just-
iris change much.
So,
Okay.
oh, you've got plenty of space. I was thinking about keeping the,
But I was
I can also
having
open
fun because I can actually get
no, you're doing
the
great.
little
Keep doing your thing.
Okay.
grooves on the inside
Yeah,
of
if
the
you
claw
see
in
me doing
focus
something
thing
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you think
yeah.
is
Oh,
in
yeah.
gonna
cinema, so that's
disaster.
like
I would say
Just-
don't vary
That's an improvement over
the
yesterday.
wrist rotate section,
Yeah, okay.
just to keep the grit out of it.
Yeah.
But I think there's a
But-
way to do it without varying that, so...
I think if I come in and I pitch out a little bit, I'll get him.
Love it.
Yeah, okay. But I just want to get a rate. Come on, Azimuth, you make me nervous when you don't respond.
You haven't taught the arm ESP either, have you?
Sorry?
Like,
Oh,
good. Just gotta work on your ESP a little bit.
alright. Okay, that works.
What's up? No, other arm. Yeah, we're not using this arm this time. Thanks for paying attention. Sorry about
Stop,
that.
Stop. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try closing my jaws a little bit and just see where. Okay, I'm gonna pitch out very slightly. Mm. I don't know if it's just me but I'm definitely finding this really laggy today.
Yes, that is definitely laggy.
Okay.
That's absolutely true.
Okay.
And we can try putting a different camera there. But yeah, we're having trouble with those cameras.
Okay.
I actually might try, before we leave from here, I might try rebooting both of them.
Okay.
I think the rock crumbled.
Yeah, I think you are correct. I'm gonna come right a bit more and get him better. Yeah, okay, so that, I'm not gonna watch that because that's
not helpful anymore.
really messing with my
Yeah.
decisions here. Okay, we're gonna give him the tiniest little. Alright. I'm just gonna try picking him up and we'll see if we got him. No.
Here's what we'll do. Video, can you give me a zoom?
Totally.
Stop there.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh. I don't think I'm on the rock here.
I don't think so either.
Okay. There, pitch out. Okay, I think I might have him. Oh. And too much. Sorry, I'm just trying to flatten out this.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're
And
doing the
then-
right thing.
I just have to wait for, oh.
This little associate there is sticking by. This
Yeah,
neck.
he's hanging in there.
That crab's like, this is my home.
It's like,
Alright.
leave my
Thicker
buddy alone.
socks next time.
Maybe he thinks it's like the father of all crabs has arrived with a
Yeah.
massive claw.
It's like he's hiding around the back of the coral.
Okay, I'm gonna try this. Let's see.
I think you did it.
Are we
Yeah.
alright with how it's
I think you got
around the coral?
3 points, right?
think
you
so.
got
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to get, yeah, make sure. Okay, let's try and see if that comes with us. Kind of basketed.
Oh, I don't know. It's gonna slip out.
It's
You
trying
might
to
need
slip
to
I'm
through.
close it
gonna
a little
close
harder.
a little more and see if I.
Can you reverse that close?
Yeah.
Open just a little bit. Pitch down. Pitch
Yeah.
out. And then close again.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Pitch out a little more. You can bury your jaws a bit.
Okay.
Let's see if this snags it.
Yeah, sorry, I was relying on the leggy camera again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks
Let's
like your
try
jaws
that.
might be underneath the rock now.
Okay.
And yeah, you've got jaws under the rock and jaws above the rock.
Okay. Let's see if I can bring him up.
Perfect.
Yay.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, go. Do we need another picture of this?
I got some.
Okay, great. Go wide video.
Going wide.
Alright.
Forward box coming open.
Shoulder up.
Oof, that's spicy.
Wow, that is really spicy. Are you talking about for the
What's that?
Are you talking about for shoulder or for
Oh,
your
the
Biolex?
forward box is
Oh.
just like zing. Okay,
All right.
camera's retracted, so you're good
Yeah.
to go.
Okay. That's great. That was what I was gonna check.
Oh, I'm so thrilled to have a black coral that's attached to a
Mhm.
rock, so it can't wreak havoc.
You can't just
Yeah.
like
Oh
go
my
on its
gosh,
own
I've
adventure.
spent so much time like chasing them just like through the water column, like
Yeah.
trying to grab at them blindly. It's just like
Once-
out floating.
Once it is safely over the basket, it might be worth one more zoom to see if that crab's still attached before it goes in the box?
I think it still's there.
But let's not do that till we've got it where it can only fall into the box, not
Yeah.
past the box. Oh yeah, I think I can.
Yeah, alright,
think,
pitch.
Yeah,
I think I can see it.
Which side you want it in?
Either one's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever's easiest for you.
Yeah.
Omega looks good.
Let's shoulder down and see where I'm gonna. Okay. So I'm guessing we don't really want to drop them in there.
So the way, are you guys comfortable with a drop, or do you want them placed gently upright?
It'll fall straight down, so it should
Yeah,
be
I
fine.
mean,
Okay.
The rock
just
should be
worried if-
heavier than the
yeah.
coral, right?
Yeah.
So
I would
Yeah.
probably get a little closer
I
to the
do
box.
know that the rock is negative, and I also know that the coral is very neutral. It's my nemesis, really and
Yeah.
truly.
All right. Sorry, I am figuring this out. I just
Oh yeah, you do.
I'm
Yeah, you're doing a
mentally
fantastic job.
having a hard time seeing where. Okay, pitch and just a
So,
bit. Yeah.
an insight.
Yeah.
If you want to move the coral from left to right, say you wanted to move it into the lambda box, do you know
Yeah.
how you would do that?
Would this where a forearm roll would come in a little more, or
There's
or
a
elbow?
better way
Okay.
that you would learn pretty naturally if you were using the right-hand arm, the starboard arm.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's harder to come to that conclusion with this arm
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Okay.
And it's shoulder up, elbow down.
Okay. So shoulder up.
But
yeah,
you don't
okay.
need to do it.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to show you that you can move this towards the port side.
Yeah. Okay.
That's an option.
Okay.
But you were doing great just the way you were. It was just like the perfect situation to show you that.
Yeah. I just can't tell if I'm actually over the
So
edge. I can see in that view I'm like,
yeah,
pretty
so
far
do
back.
your shoulder down
yeah.
and until the coral ends up close to the box again.
This is a spatial mind
Yeah.
melt.
We call that drunken bubble
drunken bubble. Why?
because it's bubble and it's just all upside down and backwards.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because like in this view, I feel like I'm going to hit that corner, but it's obviously not going to do that, so.
Yeah. So get it down so it's close so you're not dealing with any parallax issues.
Yeah. I see.
Now you actually, if you come up again on the shoulder, you might benefit from that elbow down
Yeah, okay.
thing to get it a little bit in tighter.
Yeah, okay.
You see the
Yeah.
you see the maneuver? Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna that's a super useful one on
Yeah,
the right hand
okay.
arm, so
Okay.
and now you can see you're definitely inside the
Yeah.
starboard side of the box, right?
Yeah, okay. So if I
Nice.
shoulder down a bit,
looks great.
okay. We want to drop
Let her
in
rip.
here.
Yeah.
Go
Okay.
for it. Oh, no.
Awesome. Here,
Okay.
I'll roll my wrist a very little bit. Let's see if I can get him. He might just be, I think he's just...
Perfectly
It's
balanced.
gonna come out.
There you go.
Ooh,
Yay!
beautiful.
Nice work, Ray.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
I'm going to azimuth out of here. With my spicy little
21.
azimuth.
Yes.
All right.
So 021.
Okay. Cool. Are we still in the arm for now, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. To shoulder up. You wanna take a look at the arm better for me?
Sure. You mean not look off into space?
Yeah, sure.
I can refocus.
I just want to watch it get back into it.
Yeah, no, that absolutely tracks.
I
That's
could do
the right
I could
thing
do it
to
blind,
do.
but you know.
There is actually, that camera is quite good.
I'm gonna adjust that shoulder. It's so spicy today. Alright, I'll just pitch down here.
Cool. You
Okay.
happy?
Yeah.
Great.
Box in.
Okay, before we go anywhere, I'm gonna power cycle these cameras that have been so herky-jerky this whole time. I'm actually gonna power cycle the whole bottle since both of them went down. Black screens are always so
Still, even when you know what they
make
are.
my stomach hurt.
That, and I don't know what creature they are, but the things that sometimes go across the screen like lines.
Salps?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I'm with ya. I'm gonna put this on, I'm gonna change our salvo right now to the salvo that has no upper and lower on it so that I don't have to look at these big black boxes. Because these will take a while to come back up. Now, I know that Adam had the WCA cameras set up to capture, do a timed capture, Chris?
Yep.
Is that something you know how to set back up again? Or other Chris?
Yes.
Okay, great.
If it's up and running, I can start that.
I think they're gonna take I've got comms with them, but it might take a second. Video, are we seeing anything from the upper and lower cameras yet?
Let's see. Let me check real quick. Upper, lower. Upper, no. Lower, no as well.
Okay. They take a minute to come up.
I'll give you a shout when I see anything.
Okay, can you put bubble back on gauges?
Yeah.
I see upper,
Okay.
and lower.
Okay, great. Yeah, so Data, if you could set up the timed pictures again.
Okay. 1 second.
And I'm going to put us back to dive special salvo.
Hey.
Do you want your arm a little more out?
Yeah,
You're still
that'd be
in
great.
there. There you go.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to see how the
That one, yeah.
that camera's doing here.
And it's got a nice little green light around the outside of it, but
I could have just done that beforehand, and then you wouldn't have had to deal with the password-looking camera. It's good now.
Oh,
Gabby, the
the password.
WCA is not starting its photos like it did before.
Okay.
So this is the same as it was doing yesterday.
Okay, it's not. Okay. Rats.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to send a quick note about that, because we're just at watch change anyways.
Yep.
So,
I can go down and see if I can find Matt.
yeah,
after
I
we're
was
done.
just going to send a note to Matt. But yeah, you
Okay.
can go see him if you can find him on the watch change. That would probably work better than me just texting him about them for the umpteenth time.
Sounds good.
Okay. Where are we at? So we've got moves going in which direction?
So we're gonna head towards waypoint 4, which
Okay.
looks like 220.
Okay. And we've been going 0.3. I just want to get my turnover prepped in my head because it doesn't make sense to put in another move.
Yeah, when we're gonna be
Right.
swapping over.
Yeah.
Gabby, you okay with me zooming past Vignette for now? Yep. Just a smidge.
Yeah.
Check 1, 2, 3.
Check, check.
And check 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
All right.
All right. Everybody settled in, 4 to 8 watch?
Yes.
All right.
Ready.
For those of you that are just tuning in, we are continuing our slow crawl up the horseshoe crater, towards the horseshoe crater at Manua Ridge. This is the 4 to 8 watch. We just had a bit of a watch change. I'm DJ Peavy. I'm sitting in the comms chair, replacing Bell from the last watch, and we are super excited about continuing this dive. Already had some great sampling. Mola Mola swim by, so we had a lot of cool things happening, and hopefully they'll continue through this watch as well. Let's see. It looks like back row is still settling in. Gabby, can you introduce yourself real quick to the watch and do a quick comms check?
Sure thing. I'm Gabby Espino. I am the navigator on this watch. I am previous Navy and currently a student at the University of Rhode Island Master of Oceanography online program. And yeah, this is my second navigator watch. Excited to start this with you all. And we're going, just for your awareness, we are heading in direction 219, heading 219.
219.
Bridge nav.
Okay, Gabby, why don't you popcorn somebody on your front row to go next?
Looks like, Tito, are you ready?
Hi, Tito Calacius, ROV pilot, moonlighting from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, chief pilot and expedition leader with the ROV Jason, driving Herc today. And I'm going to introduce Michael. And over video to Jaina.
Hello, my name is Jaina Galvez. I'm the video engineer on this watch. This is my second time on the Nautilus, so I'm excited to be here.
Thanks, Jaina. Let's see. Annette, are you ready? Oop, I don't think you're on SBL yet, Annette. Or you might still be on mute. Oh, hold on.
How's this?
There you are. Hi.
Excellent. So I'm Annette Govindarajan, a biologist at the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. I'm interested in the biodiversity and distribution of animal life, and I use environmental DNA or eDNA to achieve these aims. And I'm operating our new eDNA sampler, the Multi-Puffer.
Cool, cool, cool. Let's see. Santiago?
Yeah, I'm Santiago Herrera. I'm a professor at Lehigh University, and I'm a benthic biological oceanographer, and I'm on board. I'm the watch lead, so I'll be leading this dive.
And saving the best for last, Jacob, when you introduce yourself.
I'm Jacob. I'm the data logger. I'm a new graduate student at University of Rhode Island studying geologic oceanography.
Thanks, Jane. Everybody's coming in clear. Awesome.
The ship's in motion. We're heading 219.
Great. Yeah, so first 3 waypoints, we were over gentle slope that is mostly covered by sand and what seems to be some volcanic sediments. And so we're excited to cover some ground and make it to the next waypoints. Waypoint 4 will put us at the beginning of a small ridge, and then after that we will continue into what looks like a horseshoe-shaped crater. So we want to investigate whether we can find some exposed volcanic rock that is of geologic interest, but also should hopefully be a good habitat for benthic organisms. So right now the idea is to be moving at a higher pace than we were moving previous dive, so we can cover some ground and reach those later waypoints during this dive. So right now we're diving to the west of Tau Island, which is the easternmost island in the American Samoa archipelago. Part of the reason why we're here is because we are sheltering from strong winds that are creating suboptimal conditions away from the island. So we have this target site that was suggested by colleagues at the USGS, and we picked this crater that is part of this ridge complex that exists between the islands of Tau and Ofu in American Samoa. There's been some recorded seismic activity in this area, and there's some mentions of volcanic eruptions in the 1800s around here. So we're interested in seeing the geologic setting that exists between these two islands. So right now we're climbing the hill from the north, moving north to south, or northeast to southwest, and hoping to see some more exposed hard ground.
And this is the first that there's been ROV survey of this, correct?
Of this particular feature? Yeah. In 2019, there were 2 other Hercules dives on the general ridge, but not at this spot. It was on the southern part of the ridge leading to the island of Tau. So far, we were reviewing the images and records from those dives, and so far the terrain looks similar to that. But we picked this particular crater because it had some interesting features that allow us to dive a bit deeper. The ridge can get really shallow, like up to 50 meters. We expect that, given the plan of this dive, we'll maybe make it to like 200 or so meters. So
which is pretty shallow for a Herc dive.
For a deep dive in a ROV, yeah. But yeah, those kind of shallower end of the deep ocean rarely gets targeted, right? People tend to work in shallow water, scuba diving a lot more, and then deep diving ROVs tend to work deeper.
50 meters, heading to
should be interesting.
19.
Well, what do we have that? What is that?
Maybe a piece of wood?
A flipper?
Yeah, it looks like a piece of wood.
Yeah. I saw a question from a viewer earlier asking about just general, like, planning out these dives, like going bottom up like we are now versus top down. Is there, like, what's the planning process that goes into kind of deciding those routes?
Yes, in general, it's much easier to go from deep to shallow along a slope with the ROV. And that's because of the way the ROV is moving. It's easier to keep an eye on the ground when you're going uphill. But I'm sure that Tito and the rest of the ROV team can also provide some perspective on that.
Well, I've done a lot of going uphill and downhill, and when we go downhill, we have to go backwards. And that's not much harder than going forward, but it is a little bit, you don't have quite as many cameras behind you. You're always looking in front of you. Just a little bit more convenient to go uphill.
Yeah, right now we're going uphill. The slope has been pretty gentle, but it should get a bit steeper as we continue moving along the dive track. That's why we expect to see possibly some more exposed rocks in the steeper areas of the crater. Gabby, what's the distance to waypoint 4?
Let me see. Currently 115 meters from waypoint 4.
Roger.
Going 0.2 knots.
0.2?
Yes.
While we're planning this move, I have a really great question from the audience, and I think that we have a good crew here in the van to be able to answer this. It's a high school student here that has a passion for marine biology and is asking, like, should he pursue a PhD in marine biology, or should he find a more specific kind of subdiscipline? He doesn't really understand the PhD process, and so it'd be helpful to kind of walk through that.
Sure. Yeah, I actually would say that the PhD is because the training, I guess you're really specific into studying a aspect of the ocean, or in this case, marine biology is the interest. And so my advice would be to, if you're interested in research, obviously a PhD is a good idea. That's professional training to do,
Shana, you want to throw a push
become a researcher. But I'll recommend trying different kinds of experiences related to the field and see what
Oops, I lost it.
Sparks the biggest interest, right? It could be marine biology, but it could be engineering, it could be chemistry, it could be physics, right? There's a lot of careers in ocean sciences that exist out there that, at least when I was younger, I wasn't aware of. But I think the Nautilus is a great example of that. There's a lot of people with different backgrounds here doing different jobs that are all relevant and important for the exploration of the ocean, but also understanding and generating scientific knowledge.
Tito, can I do a DVL reset?
Just give me a moment if you don't mind. I'm in XY in depth right now.
Copy that.
Gonna square my camera up.
I might add to that, Santiago, a lot of times people try out these different opportunities as a research assistant or and getting a master's before they start their PhD program, which is a lot more specific. So.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
In fact, that's what many of our interns on the ship right now are doing. Either in the beginning portions.
Tito and Gabby, is there any chance we can speed up our cruising speed to like 0.3 or 0.4 knots?
Sure.
Yes.
Great. Yeah. Be good to.
Yeah, we're currently at 0.3 right now.
We're at 0.3?
We are at 0.3.
Okay.
Yep. Tito, what do you think about 0.4? Is that okay? Yep, we can cruise it.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Who said that? Oh. Can you say that one more time? Could you say that one more time? Which pump? 3 to 4. Got it.
Bridge nav. Yes, can we go step 50 meters, 219 degrees at 0.4 knots? Yep, 50 meters, heading 219 at 0.4 knots.
And just to double check, you said pump 4? All right.
Yes, 0.4 knots.
And Jana, would you throw a push on that something right there in the center of the screen? Just a rock. Or a little hole in the ground, right?
Oh.
So we're definitely going to be starting to go down the slope now.
Yeah. The waypoint 4 is a little bit to the side of the crest of the ridge, and then the next point would actually put us off the ridge. Because the idea is to contrast what we see on top of the ridge versus inside the crater of this feature. Did you ask something on it? I don't think we have taken any.
Nope, they're all clear.
Yeah, the only samples that we have taken are the EDN filters and the one black coral. I think they were calling it Bathypathes, but I think it's alternative pathes. There's a sea pen here, some fish.
Jaina, would you give me a push? And at point 4, I got to get my move on.
Bridge nav. We step at 50 meters at heading 220. Go heading 220, Tito.
220. So I've got the ROV kind of facing uphill and I'm lateraling to an extent.
Okay.
See these like grating, it almost looks like that.
Yeah. I was wondering without making those tracks. It might be just the currents making ripples.
Looks like rows like in a field.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of sand here. The reason for that is that we're pretty close to Tau Island, which, like many other islands in this part of the world, have a carbonate shelf of the shoreline, which is created by living organisms, corals and crustose algae and other creatures that secrete calcium carbonate over time can create really large deposits and a shelf around the island, even though the island has a volcanic origin. So we often find these carbonate shelves, and over time they erode and they crumble into grains of sand, and they roll downhill, like we're seeing here.
It's much darker, it seems like, as we get to the other side of this ridge.
Yes. So the idea from Adam, who's a volcanologist, and Chris Derma, who's a geochemist, is that maybe these darker sediments and pebbles are of volcanic origin. And so there could be layers of ash from past eruptions that could be rolling downhill, and that might be the color that we're seeing. Where the carbonate is lighter, and maybe the darker material is volcanic sediments. And now we're seeing the interior slope of the crater feature still moving up on the side of the ridge that is moving north to south.
And this interior side's a bit steeper, it looks like.
Yes, it looks like it's steeper. You're right. Like the walls of the ridge are steeper. Well, you can see that reflected in this video that we're seeing now.
Proceed in heading 195. 195.
195.
Bridge nav. We step 50 meters, heading 195.
Do we, question from a viewer asking, do we expect to see any sort of active seeps within the crater, or is this a fully dormant or dead?
I think it's unlikely that there will be any seepage of fluids or other materials in the crater. These features likely formed thousands of years ago, if not more. Although there seems to be some seismic activity yet, maybe still the settling of the placement of the eruptions that created these islands. Although just to the east of us, a few miles, is an active volcano by Lulu that we'll hopefully be exploring in the next few days. And so there is volcanic activity in this region, just probably not in the area that we're looking at for this dive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in these habitats where there's a lot of sand and small rocks, we often don't see too much large animals. Probably because they don't really make a good substrate for things like corals and sponges to attach. And we know that those animals are, like corals and sponges, are important in creating habitats and supporting other biodiversity. And so every once in a while we've been seeing a crab or hydrozoan, but the abundance of life here compared to the previous dive where we were diving over volcanic rock that is a stable substrate is much lower here.
It's kind of punctuated.
Yeah, but I would expect that if we start seeing some hard substrate, particularly volcanic rock, we'll be able to see more animals colonizing this habitat, this seafloor habitat. It was really interesting to see the mola mola earlier, sunfish. We saw. I've never seen one before in an ROV dive. And
same.
Yeah.
Walked away just for a minute, and
yeah,
that's when all the cool stuff happens.
They're much more common in the surface ocean, but obviously we're not constantly looking in the deep sea, so they clearly do vertical movements that can be quite large. We saw that around, I think it was around 600 meters deep.
I've got a question here for ROV. If you guys have a second. Yeah? All right. They're asking what does off-season look like for you guys?
Could you repeat that?
What does off-season look like for you guys when you're not?
I don't really have an off-season. You know, working at the Oceanographic, we're always chasing the good weather with Jason, so we work pretty much year-round. I'll get home for a month or two in between cruises at times, but I've been going pretty flat out since June.
Yeah. Anything coming up after this expedition that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, going home for a month, and then I'm off to Guam with Jason to go to the Marianas Trench and go to 6,500 meters for quite a few sequential dives.
Very cool.
So for the off season, what happens is Herc and Atalanta get taken off the Nautilus, and then they get worked on at the home port, usually a full service. The last year or two alone, there's been many of upgrades, like new manifolds for the valves, a new craft arm. So yeah, during the off season, there's just a full service for Herc and Atalanta. Make sure that since we only got the ones of them, make sure they're in tip-top shape.
What about for you, Michael? What's next for you after this expedition?
Grad school.
Grad school.
Yeah, more plasma physics for me. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Tito, we're proceeding in heading 191.
Roger that, 199.
19 or 1.
191, thank you. Michael, what is a happy delta? Around 15?
15 to 20, yeah. Unless I want to get a really cool shot, you know, I'll get down in there. It's a lot of blue. Man, these lights are giving me a headache.
Wait.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Tito, can I do another, oh, DVL reset?
What's that?
DVL
Yes.
reset, thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Reset, thank you. Bridge nav. Step 50 meters, heading 191.
Gabby, we have a question.
Yep.
Can you explain what a DVL is?
Yeah, I think these ROV guys can probably do a better job than me. But
So a DVL is a Doppler velocity log, I believe, and it's a 4-beam sonar that keeps track of our trajectory, both altitude and X and Y, or left, right, forward, backwards. And it allows us to kind of navigate locally. And we calibrate that to the USBL, or ultra short baseline system that's installed on the ship, to kind of make the two work together. Physics guy, you got anything better than that?
I know he does.
There it is.
Yeah, so basically I'm keeping visual of the ROVs, and if they just get a little off track, I just reset that DVL or my little track on my computer to straighten out.
And if I happen to be using auto XY while we reset the Doppler, that's always a scary thing. The ROV will just take off. It actually works with the thrusters to drive the vehicle. We also have a feature called auto XY that uses the Doppler velocity log to drive the ROV with like numeric entries. So you don't have to touch the joy box. You can literally just numeric entries onto the graphic user interface, or GUI, that the pilot uses. So that's real easy to set it up to like do sonar surveys, photo mosaics, things like that.
Where you need really controlled movements. Big stretch.
So I didn't happen to catch the Mola Mola. How deep was that?
I think it was around 600.
No kidding. I'd never seen one off the surface really, and it's funny. They're always on their side when they're on the surface, and I guess this one was actually swimming around upright.
Yeah, it was. I didn't get a sense of how big it was. It looked like almost as long as the width of the ROV, but
yeah, they get monstrous. But a couple of years ago at Axial Volcano off the coast of Newport, Oregon, I saw, must have been a dozen babies, and they have yet to chosen their side. So they're all floating around the surface. You've never seen anything cuter.
Really? How big were they?
Basketball. Very chubby.
A flat basketball?
That's very cool. I've only seen the big ones. This one, I would say, was not too big. They definitely get really big.
I guess I'll have to wait until the highlight reel.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll see it many times.
Probably just looks bigger because it was in the weird camera. But it wasn't that great. Only because I missed out on it.
Bridge nav. You step 50 meters, heading 191.
That's why. Oh, so much better.
Was there a difference in current, from one side of this ridge to the other? Is it stronger on one side?
Likely, yeah. I think because we're diving on the slope of a ridge that is in between two islands, there's going to be a channeling of surface currents in between the islands, and so it's likely that the heaviest influence of those currents is tidal, and so you could have a situation that, depending on the tide, it could be going in one direction, then a different one, and then because of the shape of the topography of the ridge, it could also bend. So I know that earlier in the day, when we were about to begin the dive, the current was coming from the north-south. Later heard it was coming from the east as we were going. Right now we're moving to the south, right? So there can be shifts in currents, and it's likely associated with the tidal cycle. I don't know if the ROV team has a sense of the current at depth right now.
I was just going to comment, and I am not noticing much current right now. Usually you can see the snow going one way or the other, but maybe a little bit, but not enough to influence me much. And if I take my hand off the stick, let's see if she starts drifting. Yeah, so we seem to have a little bit of current going to the, I'm going to go with about 100, but not much, a tenth or two.
Yeah, the other factor is that right now we already entered kind of the mouth of the horseshoe crater, and so we're likely sheltered from potential currents in the region.
Wondering if that's impacting how much corals we're seeing. Not much to...
Yeah, certainly benthic creatures like corals and sponges and other suspension feeder animals like to colonize and live in places where there's higher current flow, which often means the tops of ridges, the tops of summits of seamounts, over edges of big rocks. And so if there was some of those animals in this place, I expect them that once we start climbing back on top of the ridge, we might see them on top.
Looks like a whirlpool.
Yeah. Getting caught in the wash. But yeah, it just straight up looks like a crack in the screen. I've been hoping that they figure out a way to connect this to the thing so you can use the whole thing, you know? You can punch it.
A lot easier.
Yeah. It just feels cooler.
DJ, I know you have a lot of interactions going on. How are they coming along?
Really well. Today was a little bit of a slower day, but tomorrow we have 12 ship-to-shore interactions on the books.
Wow,
so,
goodness.
12.
Yeah, everybody is back in school, and we will be talking to classrooms all over the place. A lot of U.S. schools, Arizona, Kentucky, Texas,
I don't think
California.
I've ever been on a cruise with that many, like, in a day. That's crazy.
Yeah, lots
that's good.
of students. Yeah, we those are fun. It's always nice to have those intimate, conversations with just a few students at a time or a group. I mean, though we had one 2 days ago with 150 middle schoolers out of a school in Brazil. So,
wow, that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Bet they had lots of good questions.
They did. They did. They were very prepared. They had studied
Step
the website.
50 meters, heading 192. Thank you.
I think right now those parts of the world are asleep, though, I think.
For science, no one sleeps.
For us, no one sleeps.
Yeah, it's getting to be fall in the northern hemisphere. Down here, though, we're just coming out of winter.
Yeah.
It's
hard to tell.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was wondering earlier if the Starbucks in the southern hemisphere do pumpkin spice lattes at a different time of the year.
And do they froth it the other way?
Right.
Gotta start making those on the boat.
Nobody'd ever leave.
Yeah. Have you seen the cakes they make? They make some wild cakes. For like a birthday or something. I can only imagine what they would do for like a pumpkin spice latte.
There's something sticking up back
Some
there.
legs sticking up now.
the white?
Yeah, is this
Yeah,
that coral? Janie, you want to push as I square this up?
It's a trap.
Sideways crab.
That was my guess from the distance, but I'm not 100% sure. Can't tell.
Weird rock?
Maybe some barnacles. Yeah.
Those look like
Some
barnacles
gooseneck
to me.
barnacles. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
over here to
interesting.
the right.
Do you want to get, are they worthy of collection? Something different?
Um,
And back out if you don't mind.
I think I'd rather keep moving.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind we do not have the craft.
Cover some ground to the next waypoint.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the inside of the crater. So.
Yeah, yeah. Although I love barnacles, but
Yeah, we got some on the Nautilus.
we got some of the barnacles.
We can take some of those.
Yeah, I've written a few papers on barnacles myself, mostly from deep sea hydrothermal vents. I think they're really cool animals. They're so weird.
But we can all cross off barnacle off of our bingo card, so.
Okay, so we're a little less than 150 meters from our next waypoint, waypoint 5. Trekking along at 0.4 knots.
Right. Making good progress. Yeah, I just did some quick math, and at 0.5 knots we should be able to cover 1 kilometer in an hour. So I think we have good chances of getting to the top of the ridge in our watch.
Proceed in heading 189.
Looking at this slope the whole watch.
Quick.
Roger that.
So, what was everyone's favorite subject in undergrad or grad school? If everyone has one, I'm just curious.
What was the question again?
If anyone has like a favorite subject that they had in undergrad or in graduate school.
Yeah.
Subject/course.
Yeah. I think mine was invertebrate zoology. I love that course. Get to learn about all the different kinds of animals and how they function. It's just fascinating to learn about all the different ways that animals shape their bodies over evolutionary timescales to live in every environment in the planet.
I really had a great invert zoology class as well. One of my favorites, though, was a field ecology class where we got to go out and do actual research, even though a lot of it was more terrestrial forest ecology based. It was fun to get out there and in the field and in nature and learn about it.
Yeah. I was lucky because most of my courses had field work, including the invertebrate zoology one.
What am I pushing on?
That's awesome.
A crab?
Squat lobster.
Yeah, a big one though.
Squat lobster.
That's cute.
Looks like he's smiling.
Oh, and there's some ophiuroids.
Some ophiuroids.
Yeah.
A little fish too.
A little community.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Wow. The little fish is Hillardia.
Ah, thank you, Megan.
That is a cute little fish.
Something tells me that little fish is Hillardia.
Yeah.
It's my favorite fish. I love it. I think it's so cool. With the mohawk.
And moving right along.
Moving right along. Oh, careful.
Whoopsie. I'm glad you can help us with that, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
Anytime.
As I was saying, my favorite subject is invertebrate zoology, so my knowledge of fish is very limited.
We should look at more fish.
Yeah.
Yes, I should.
I love mesopelagic fishes. They look like little monsters.
Yeah.
You know?
They are, you know, the classic little terrifying creature from the deep sea. But most of them are quite small.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about them. If you just look at a picture without a scale bar, they look like monsters. But when you see one in real life, they're small, like little dogs with loud barks, but tiny bodies.
Yeah. I'm sure they're pretty terrifying to little, smaller animals, some zooplankton around.
Yeah.
They probably think this big ROV is a monster.
They
Yeah.
probably do.
Yeah.
It's the sun coming down on
It's the sun.
What's that towards
It's
the bottom?
happening.
No one is going to believe them.
Well, we got... Oh, that's the tether.
The what change? Oh, dinner time. Forgot about that.
All right, we'll be right back.
We're going 0.4 knots right now, so we're catching up. Yeah.
Yeah, we're...
Pedal to the metal.
Now we have a Gabby and Gabby in the front row.
Two Gabbies.
That's legal.
We've been looking forward to this moment. I'm not going to call her Nav. I'm going to call her Gabby.
Yeah.
190?
Correct.
Okay.
It says the site manager just took a few samples. Did you guys want me to start a sample for pump number 6, or have you said anything that I missed? Or
Step 50 meters at 190 heading.
Sorry, what's that?
Jacob was asking about eDNA samples. Can you give us a status of or what we're sampling now?
Yeah, so we're still in pump 4. We have about 85 liters collected, so we are moving towards our goal of 150 liters per sample.
Okay, I just had someone make a couple random samples. One of them said eDNA pump number 6, so I'm just going to make a note that that isn't the case.
Sorry, what was, there's a lot.
He was saying that there was a note about filtration in pump 6. Is that accurate?
Nothing's been filtered in pump 6.
Okay, thanks for confirming.
Are you talking about this dive, or?
Yes, there was a note in the sea log about pump 6, so...
it's not on my notes here from the last dive. No.
So it's...
Oh.
2, 3, and 4.
Clarify maybe in the log that was a mistake.
Oh, no, hold on. This
Sounds
is
good.
just from... I think someone's looking through it. Never mind. It's okay.
All set?
Yeah, we're good.
Great.
Yeah, just let me know when you start the next pump. Thank you.
Will do.
Okay, just because we're going fast doesn't mean we can't see any critters.
That's right.
I love critters.
I know you do. We need like a subset of the critters.
Can we look at the sea star?
Yes, we can. Go for zoom video.
Going for zoom.
I don't think we've looked at a sea star yet.
Oh.
Well, there's a cool guy
There's
up
a
in
fish
the...
on the top.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
yeah,
too.
there is.
Scorpion fish, yeah.
Oh.
That's a really weird one.
I'm going, can you go a little wider?
Yeah,
Look at
can
the
do.
Scorpion fish and the brittle
Brittle
star
star.
and the everything all at once.
Yeah, sure.
That's so pretty.
Nice family picture.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, go wide.
Going wide.
Keep moving.
That's really cute.
Yeah, I really like
another-
the scorpion fish. They're really cool.
Another little star.
They definitely look like they belong down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's really cool how they use their radial, the radii on their fins as legs.
Yeah, like as like kind of like a tripod.
Yeah. But they actually move them, you know, unlike like the actual type
Oh,
of
like
fish.
individually?
Yeah, they alternate them. It's weird because they're obviously not legs.
Yeah.
But they
That's
act
really
like
neat.
legs.
Yeah.
Just walking around. Sort of like the chanocops.
Yeah, oh my gosh, they have knees though. It's really unsettling.
Oh, yeah.
I love how their gill openings are behind their pectoral fins and they use them like siphons to help them swim.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
they're
gosh.
really weird.
Yeah, they're outstanding.
Oh, there's a little fishy.
Yeah, that one looks like
Where?
it's probably a chlorophthalmus.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, let's look
silvery
at
one.
the shiny one.
Okay,
See
shiny
that little
one.
shiny one.
We're gonna use up some of our zoom coins.
Oh, no, it's gone.
Oh.
Sorry, I
It away,
startled
I
him.
think.
It's okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
what's
there's
that on the
another one.
right?
There's another.
Yeah, it's one of those green eyes, the chlorophthalmus.
Okay. We're on the move.
On the move.
We're on the move.
Going places, getting things done.
Yeah. Can you give me a Doppler reset?
Well, I think there
Yes,
are
of course.
exciting things ahead of us.
Looks like there's a big cluster of the ophiuroids that just passed.
Yep. You usually see a lot of ophiuroids in sediment, and I think now that we're a bit shallower, we're seeing more.
So are these, I assume, different species than we see on the corals?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
we're
really hard to ID ophiuroids
Yeah.
visually.
Who do we have here?
Oh, it looked like another little scorpion. Oh, what is that one?
Yeah.
It's a little harder to see down slope.
It might
Go
be
for
another
zoom.
green
Going
eye.
for zoom.
What is an ophiuroid?
it's a brittle star.
Brittle stars, thank you.
Yeah, it's another little green eye.
Green eye. Cool. Okay, go wide.
Going wide.
That one was very spacey. Just like moving all over the place. Most of the time when we see them, they're just sitting there.
Megan, can you clarify for our viewers that chanocops fish have knees?
I mean, not really.
Not really, but they look like they have knees?
Yeah, just like they use their pectoral fins as legs. Or their
It's not their pectoral
not those
fins.
pectoral, the I can't remember the name.
Pelvic or?
Yeah, pelvic
Pelvic
fins.
Pelvic, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's another one of those
And they're
little ones.
articulated. They're excessively articulated, I would say.
Excessively articulated. New band name.
Excessively articulated.
There are plenty of amazing chanocops videos on nautiluslive.org.
Okay, go for zoom.
Going for zoom.
I feel like that's the favorite fish of Nautilus.
It's a pretty cute fish. Oh, okay,
Oh.
go wide.
Going wide.
We gotta keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go up.
Seems to be a lot of those. I think it's a zeoform fish. It's just so small.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty steep here.
All right. Are we doing 50-meter moves?
How about we do 30-meter move? Like, this
All
is
right.
really steep now.
Which direction were we going?
That's what we like.
We can do a 50-meter move if we go down to 0.3. How about that?
Okay.
Let's do 0.3.
Bridge nav.